you made a big jump in your development last year, obviously shooting the ball from the perimeter. What was kind of the biggest thing that really went into that over last summer and kind of was the biggest reason behind that increased efficiency?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time just working on my shot and really critiquing it. And it wasn't like a big jump or change or anything. But I really just tried to focus on just going back to my mechanics and doing the little things that help me be able to make shots in games. And that was game reps and doing everything 100% when I was shooting and working on it. So I was just spending a lot of time just getting a lot of reps, and then obviously the help of the coaches. Some of the guys really helped me develop that and get back to where I used to be.
Mike Schumann.
Yeah, hey Trey. What was the coaching staff's message to you going into this offseason in terms of the areas that they wanted you to focus on for this season?
Yeah, I think just stepping up overall in every aspect. Because I'm a senior now and I've been here the longest with this coaching staff, and I know what it takes. So I think just my leadership, leading on the court, off the court, and then obviously expanding my game on the court as well, just like offensively and defensively. Knowing, because I'm a veteran now, so I need to know every spot and know where to be on offense and defense. So I think just everything that comes with it.
Jack Ankeny.
Hey Trey, you mentioned just some of the coaches helping you last summer with kind of like your 3-point shot. Was there any sort of mechanical adjustment or tweak that the coaches helped you with? And I guess in specific, were there any coaches that you felt really helped kind of improve that aspect?
Yeah, no, nothing too major. Because I had a good rotation on the ball, but I think just shooting it up, that was my biggest thing. I was kind of flat on my shot my freshman and sophomore year. I wasn't really getting it up. And I think that came with kind of fatigue and not getting the game reps I needed and taking the right shots. But I think just doing that and shooting it up and practicing and getting the certain amount of reps that I needed really helped me. And I think Coach Walsh really took time to truly help me with that, as well as Jordy Hulls. Those are two of the main guys that worked with me a lot last summer when I was out with the injury. So that was really all I was doing was shooting. So it was good.
Jim Coyle.
Trey, thanks for your time. Each year, your role has kind of changed, and you've added things to that. Last year with Trace Jackson Davis, everyone knew that he was going to be kind of the guy game in, game out. This year, this team has a lot of new faces. What do you expect your specific role to be with this new roster?
Yeah, I don't really expect much change. Obviously, we do lose a lot of scoring. We know that. So I definitely can step it up there. But I think just doing the same things, doing all the little things that I've been known for doing, I think I can keep doing those. And then obviously on the defensive end, I want to guard the best players on their team. So I want that assignment every night. So I think just keeping that and being willing to guard whoever it is every night, that's one thing I like to do. I take pride in that. So I think defensive is not going to really change. But offensively, like I said, just whatever they need me to do, I'm willing to do. I think just expanding my game more on the offensive end is going to be a big thing for this year.
Alex Bozich.
Ray, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. Curious, just obviously it's no secret that Trace has been a big part of this program for a long time. He's no longer there, and he always kind of felt like a safety valve for you guys at times offensively when you needed a bucket. He was somebody you can go to. How does that going into next season? Who kind of assumes that, in terms of being able to go get you guys a bucket and clutch time is have to be by committee, and how, I guess, are Khalil Ware and Mbako going to fit in just in terms of being scorers and be able to help generate offense?
Yeah, it's hard when you lose a guy like Trace because he just gave us so much on the offensive end and defensive end late in the games. And everyone knew where the ball was going late in the games and it was going to him. So, it's definitely hard to replace that. But, we got guys that have really been working on their games this offseason. And I'm really kind of just proud and honestly just happy to see the new guys come in and really step up. And we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things top to bottom. So I think we're all just ready to go, and I think when that opportunity presents itself, we're gonna have guys step up, and when it's time.
Seth Toe.
Hey Trey, I'm wondering what you've seen from the freshmen. Gabe Cupps and Kai Newton this summer. What have you seen from them individually since they got here, and how do you think they kind of fit into the backcourt and the team as a whole?
Yeah, they're both have been really good. Both guys really fit in and kind of really matured, or mature when they stepped in. I mean, they both knew that wasn't going to be easy, and both guys kind of have really faced the task and have attacked it and have done really well this summer. And I think both of them are strong physical guards that can guard at the Big Ten level already, and can fit in. I think they're both going to keep growing and keep learning, and they've done a great job so far.
Will McDermott.
Hey Trey, thanks for the time. Now going into your senior year, how do you feel like you've grown since coming to Bloomington as a freshman? And do you see yourself start to have maybe a greater voice in the locker room, and Anthony as well now as seniors?
Yeah, I think so. I think just kind of learning from the older guys as the time goes on and getting more comfortable with speaking up. And I mean, because I have to now, since I'm a senior and I've been here, and I've been with this coaching staff for a while now. So I think just trusting my voice, because I've been through it and I know what it takes to compete at this level. So I think just trusting myself to talk to my teammates, because they need it as well, the younger guys, because we're a young team this year. But we got a lot of guys that are willing to listen, and want to win. So I'm really excited about that. But I think just the main thing I've really grown is just my leadership and being able to kind of talk and just being comfortable on the court, and kind of being able to kind of set the tone and stuff. So it's been good.
Mason Williams.
Trey, thanks for your time, man. Kind of going off that same question, how have you kind of seen your perspective, I guess, kind of evolve and adapt? And then what kind of elements from the senior leaders that have now departed are you trying to kind of emulate in your own leadership?
Yeah, I mean, we had a really good group of seniors last year and older guys that really stepped up. I mean, Miller, just the way he led by example, was special, just because he was a guy that never missed a practice, was always in the gym working on his game. So I think just he was a really good example that I want to follow, just because the way he worked on the court, and then the example he led with being off the court as well. He was just a special guy, and I mean, he wasn't our captain, but he was for sure a leader, and definitely showed ways to help win, and he definitely helped us win a lot last year. So I think he was a main guy that I really looked up to, as well as Trace and Race, and those guys really both were special too as well. I mean, because they wanted to win as much as anybody. So I really just all those guys were really just helpful to me, and I look up to them for sure.
Zach Osterman.
Ray, we've asked you about, just different elements of your game you focused on, but when you talk about Trace being gone, Race being gone, I imagine you think about maybe having to do, having to provide offense at greater volume. How do you work on that when you not maybe thinking about mechanics or whatever, but what goes into thinking about not just I need to shoot the ball better or finish better or whatever, but I need to be able to do it more regularly for my team?
Yeah, I mean, I think just watching film and growing my knowledge of the game and seeing different things I can do to create more offense for us. I mean, because I think film really helps, and I think just seeing that and knowing what I can do to kind of expand my game will be big. And then going out there and replicating it in my workouts and doing different things. I think I've done a good job of that so far this summer. And I think just also just being able to work on different things on the court while we're playing, as well as just kind of trusting myself to make those plays. I think the coaches have done a good job of putting me in positions to expand my game. And so this summer has been great to kind of see that and see what guys can do, and see how guys play. It's been good.
Last question, Pete DePremio.
Hey Trey, the ability to play in this kind of non-conference schedule, you get a chance at Kansas, go to New York, play Auburn. What are your thoughts on that and playing that type of competitive non-conference schedule?
I'm excited, because it's going to get us ready for the Big Ten. I think just being able to play those type of teams really prepares us for the Big Ten season, because it's tough, and we know that. But we want to play the best because it also prepares us for March, and that's our main goal, is to get to March Madness and to make a run. So I think just playing those teams early on, I mean, you're most likely going to see them down the road later on if you succeed. So I think just taking those games and learning from them one game at a time, and just going out there competing, it's going to be a good time.